Chapter 2. Examination was around the corner. Victoria and her siblings took extra time to study. Victoria had no close friends. She would either read alone or spend time with her brother. She was always called Brother's Pet or Joshua's girlfriend by Joshua's classmates because of their closeness. One afternoon, as she was walking by, one of Joshua's classmates made fun of her. With tears streaming down her face, Victoria had gone to meet Joshua. A perturbed Joshua had asked her what happened, and while trying to explain, the offending classmate interrupted with a cruel laughter. "Joshua's sis is here again. I wonder if they would not end up marrying each other." Another of Joshua's classmates chimed in. "We should give them a nickname because their closeness is more than that of siblings. If it were to be my sister, I would have beaten or shunned her. But not Joshua. He would always pet his sister." Then someone else added, "She's more like his girlfriend." "Oh yes, I found the right nickname. We will call her Joshua's girlfriend," the first classmate who had bullied her said triumphantly. Within a short period, most of the senior students had come to know about that name. She first felt ashamed about it, but Joshua told her it was merely a nickname, and that if anyone should be ashamed, it should be him. Joshua was really a support and shield for Victoria in school. Otherwise, she would shrink more into herself like a turtle. She was easily intimidated. She had all the qualities of a beautiful girl but was timid, and that was why boys found her a spot for taunting. She had long, curly, black, natural hair, which when braided fell on her shoulders. She had small eyeballs, a spotless round face, straight, beautiful long legs, and beautiful fingernails. She was tall with long eyelashes and full eyebrows and had black shining skin. In spite of all these qualities, she felt unwanted and inadequate. She worried much about people's opinions of her. She walked on eggshells around her schoolmates, but unknown to her, they admired or envied her. Boys thought she was a snob because of her introvertedness. Girls, on the other hand, thought she was proud because of her beauty. And what did she think of herself? A nobody. Victoria would study alone in school and go home to ask Joshua some questions on topics she did not understand. One afternoon, she was in the library reading when one of her classmates, Jemima, who always received multiple prizes at the end of the term, came in and walked up to her smiling. "Good afternoon," Jemima greeted. "Afternoon," Victoria mumbled, a flutter of nervousness rising within her. "Can we read together, if you don't mind?" Victoria nodded reluctantly, but Jemima was already seated beside her. Jemima had always wondered what could make such a beautiful girl like Victoria so reserved. Most of the notably attractive girls she had met were either proud or were seen with the most popular guys of their class. But Victoria was different. She kept more to herself and smiled once in a while, revealing her dimples. Jemima had tried to talk to her many times, but Victoria never came out of her shell. Now, she was determined to forge a relationship with her, seeing Victoria as a calm and intriguing person. "How is your exam preparation going? Can we always study together?" Jemima asked. "Maybe," Victoria replied. "Why don't you like relating with others?" "Nothing." Jemima was trying hard to start a discussion, but Victoria only nodded or gave one-word answers. Time passed, and soon the bell rang. They both went to the classroom. Some of their classmates were surprised to see them together, but no one said anything. On her way home, Victoria told her brother about Jemima. "Josh, Jemima spoke to me today while I was in the library." With a beaming smile, Joshua asked, "What did she say?" "She only asked if we could be friends and reading partners." "And what did you say?" "I only nodded." Victoria stuttered with fear, knowing it might annoy Joshua. With a slight frown, Joshua replied, "Vicky, don't tell me that. Come on, come out of your shell. You have been on your own all this while, and now someone tries to talk to you and all you do is nod? Be smart, be you. Speak up." He stormed up without looking back. Tears welled up in her eyes. She knew that she had disappointed Joshua. "Why must I always be different?" she thought to herself. Her dad had lost hope in her because he expected her to be bold and cheerful like him, but she was not. She was always more careful in the house now because every little thing she did made her dad angry with her. She had tried to please him, to no avail. Her dad had always loved and cherished her. He had cared for her like an egg. From birth, she possessed a striking beauty that drew admiration from all who saw her. But growing up, she became reserved, scared, and not who she was expected to be. Her dad had tried to brush her up and make her bold and fearless, but to no avail. His fondness for her began to go sour after an occasion where she was to present a song she had rehearsed so well. In preparation for the performance, her dad had not only got her elegant attire, but also spent countless hours training her on different musical instruments. On getting to the podium, Victoria stood still, staring at the audience in fear. She tried to summon all the courage she could and began singing. Her voice had every member of the audience smiling, but out of the blue, her voice cracked, and in no time, her eyes were filled up with tears. Rather than continue the song, she began to cry. The audience clapped, trying to encourage her, but she couldn't brace up to pick up from where she had stopped. She had searched for her father with teary eyes, and when she finally spotted him, his face bore embarrassment all over. After the program, her dad scolded her, and he was so angry that he started to blame her mom. "I don't blame you. You took after your mom. See how you just disgraced me. After all the money I spent?" Her father remained silent, knowing it was best not to engage when he was this upset. From that day forward, Victoria noticed that father spoke to her less frequently, a painful realization given how close they had once been. As if that was not enough, when it was time to choose her academic path, he wanted her to go to the commercial class, aiming for a career in banking. He would have preferred medicine, but Victoria's tendency to be easily frightened at the sight of blood ruled that out. "Victoria, you are going to the commercial class," her father had announced. The words hit her like a bombshell. She had always loved the social sciences and was contemplating studying psychology or philosophy. "But, Dad, my true passion does not lie there. I don't think I want to be in commercial class," Victoria said, her voice trembling with fear. "Can you imagine that? I don't think I want to be in commercial class. When will you ever be smart and make the right choices for your future?" her father exclaimed. I I know what I want, that I want to study psychology. Honestly, I know I will do better in social sciences than in the commercial field because it is what I love and have passion for. If that is what you want, you can waste your time. But I am now taking care of other fees aside from your school fees," her father said angrily before walking out and slamming the door. Victoria cried all the way home. Upon arriving, she quickly wiped her tears as her mother was in the sitting room. She had arrived on the heels of Joshua, who briefly greeted their mom before heading straight to his room. Victoria offered a quick greeting to her mom as well. "How are you and how was school?" her mother asked. Victoria didn't want her mother to notice she had been crying, so she forced a smile and replied, "I am fine, and school was good." Once in her room, Victoria locked the door and let the tears flow freely. As she cried, she felt a deep sense of sadness. Knowing she had assured her mother she was okay with a smile, if only she knew what was hidden behind that smile. Victoria wrote poems and stories, but no one knew this except Joshua. It was her means of escape sometimes. From a brief conversation with her mother, she had been inspired to write a new poem with the title, Behind a Smile. Now, she picked up a notebook of poems and began to write, reflecting on the idea that not everyone who smiles is genuinely happy. The smile could just be a mask to prevent others from seeing through their pains and struggles. You've been listening to Oorelayoreads, bringing African fiction and urban drama straight to your ears. Don't leave the story hanging. Hit follow so you never miss a chapter. Catch you in the next episode. Bye!